Today we are going to learn about the 1-3-1 zone defense. I got to see John Beilein speak years ago when he was the head coach at West Virginia, and this defense really made him put him on the map of college basketball. When he was the head coach at West Virginia, they had some really good seasons, and this defense was a staple of those teams. When I first started coaching, became the head coach at Shepherd, I hired a part-time assistant who was a walk-on at West Virginia for John Beilein. So I got a lot of insight on how Coach Beilein taught the 1-3-1, and I was able to, add some of my teaching points that I think would help with teaching it to my team. So let's get started. Why play a 1-3-1 zone? It forces the offense to use clock when attacking the zone. It gives teams a different look. Teams don't practice against the 1-3-1 a whole lot. And one of my favorite things about the zone is it doesn't take a lot of time to practice. And at the end of this lesson, you'll see what I mean with some of the drills you can do. You can do these drills in 5 to 10 minutes, and the guys are, the players on your team are able to execute the zone. And so the fact it doesn't take a lot of practice time is definitely one of the strengths. The keys to success: you want to keep the ball in the A. We'll learn what the A is here in a little bit, but the biggest thing about the defense is the offense can't score when the ball is in the A. Another key is that your players need to force lob passes. Lob passes spend more time in the air, which gives the defense more time to recover. To force lob passes, we need to wave our hands and be bouncy, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here shortly. One of the weaknesses of it, the defense, is that you're not in real good rebounding position. So it's really important that all 5 players have the mentality to rebound the basketball. It's a plus to have length at the top and the wings, and we'll learn why here in a little bit. And then one last thing that's a big key to success is having a tough point guard to battle bigger players. So the basic setup of the defense is generally a lot of teams put their 4 up here, and usually your 4 is going to have some length and also be able to guard in the perimeter. So like I said earlier, one of the keys is having length at the top, and so putting a player with some length up here is really key. Next spot where you want to have length is on the wings. So these spots are interchangeable. The 2 or the 3 can play on either side. Your center, who most likely is going to be the least mobile on your team, you're going to put him here at the free throw line. And that tough point guard that we need to have, he's going to be right here under the rim. So this is the basic setup of the zone. One of the things I added to helping teach the zone is by coming up with these ABC areas. So when I teach the zone, I will put some white tape down on the floor right here from half court to the elbow. And this middle part of the court is called the shoot. Then I'll put some tape across here, which then forms my A area on both sides of the floor. Then I'll put some tape right here, which then creates my B area on both sides of the floor and my C area on both sides of the floor. And you'll see why I gave each of these areas a name. I think it really helps with teaching the zone. So when the ball is in the A, so right here, the offense has the ball in the A. So first, our 4-man, the guy at the top, his number 1 job is to keep the ball out of that shoot area that we had before. He wants to keep the ball out of the shoot and not allow any pass from the A to the A. So that's where he really needs to be sideways, wave his hands, and be bouncy to force the lob pass. If the 2 or the 3 comes up here and guards the ball, we call that heating it up. If the 2 or the 3 comes up to heat up, the 4-man will back off and play off a little bit. The ball side 2 or 3, his main goal is not to let it pass from the A to the C. So again, he wants to wave his hands and be bouncy. And he wants to funnel any dribble. If one would dribble, he wants to funnel that into the 5-man. Again, if he wants to heat up, you just come up here and pressure, and then the 4-man knows to back off a little bit. The help side 2 or 3 is very important that he needs to be in help. So when the ball's in the A, the help side 2 or 3 needs to be right here on the block to be in help. One of the weaknesses of the zone is sometimes these players will not get to help. And if they start to cheat up here, then what happens is the offense can get behind the zone. And also, too, if they're not here, they're not in good position to rebound. The 5-man is guarding the slot when the ball is in the A. And the slot is this area right here, like a 45-degree angle off the elbow. And this part right here is the slot. And so his whole goal is to defend the slot. If he would dribble up in here, like he needs to defend it. The 1, whenever the ball's in the A and there's someone in the front in the low post, he needs to front the post. And he needs to be talking to the 5-man. So let's watch some film. So first, we're going to watch this clip. And we're going to watch it a few different times, but I want us to focus on watching one player when we do it. So here, let's focus on our top guy and watch him the entire possession and really watch the ball in the A, how he stops, tries to wave his hands, being bouncy, being sideways to force that lob pass from A to A. So when you watch this clip, that's what I want you to focus on, is how he is sideways, waves his hands, and being bouncy to force that lob pass.
So many more minutes because of the injuries in parts of Derek Walton Jr., who is suited up and didn't warm up for the second straight day. Walton on the Michigan bench. Wolverines go to some zone here, which we figured to see. Duke is coming for Wisconsin. Shot clock is at 4. And on the deflection, perfect with the takeaway. The game.
All right, so let's watch the clip again. And this time, let's focus on our 2s and our 3s. So remember, when the ball's in the A, these guys need to wave their hands and be bouncy and not let that pass from go to the A to the C. So now let's watch this guy. He's going to wave his hands and be bouncy. Now this player's coming up. He wants to stop that pass from the A to C. Now let's watch number 24 get to help where he needs to be. So you can see he has come up to heat up. This 2 or 3 has come down to help. He sees this player right here so he doesn't get behind him. So again, that pass came over here. He sprinted to help. Now he's got to sprint back out. And that's why you got to force the lob passes. The more time that ball's in the air, the more time the defense has to recover.
Had to carry so many more minutes because of the injuries in parts of Derek Walton Jr., who is suited up and didn't warm up for the second straight day. Walton on the Michigan bench. Wolverines go to some zone here, which we figured to see. Duke is coming for Wisconsin. Shot clock is at 4. And on the deflection, perfect with the takeaway. The game.
Okay, one last time. This time, let's watch the 1 and the 5 and their movements when the ball's in the A. So the ball's in the A. 5-man's at the elbow, defending the slot. 1-man's on the strong block. If there was somebody on the block here, he'd be fronting the post.
So many more minutes because of the injuries in parts of Derek Walton Jr., who is suited up and didn't warm up for the second straight day. Walton on the Michigan bench. Wolverines go to some zone here, which we figured to see. Duke is coming for Wisconsin. Shot clock is at 4. And on the deflection, perfect with the takeaway. The game.
And one last thing is when the ball gets picked up here in the A, this is one of my favorite things about this zone. It always makes me chuckle because you'll see when the player picks it up in the A and he's out here, this is why the offense can't score. He picks it up right here. He can't dribble. He can't shoot it because he's too far away. We want everyone to kind of back off and deny their closest guy, make him be stuck. So let's watch a clip of that. And again, it always kind of makes me chuckle when that happens. So here he's picked it up. He's too far to shoot it. And now everyone kind of gets off here and denies and lets him be stuck. Like, you really want to play off. Like, you really want to deny everybody when he's in this position because he can't shoot. He's too far away. He's stuck. He doesn't have a dribble. And it's just a great position to be in as a defense. When the ball is in the chute, or if it gets into the B. So let's say the 1 would dribble near the chute. What this guy has to do, the 4-man has to pressure him and get him out of the area. We are not allowed to let that ball into the chute or into the B. So it'd be no different. If the 1-man started dribbling down here, this 2 would be pressuring him, getting all over him, and make him get out of the B and get him back in the A. So don't let the ball in the chute or in the B. Now, on a pass from A to C, okay? So this ball goes from the A to the C. The first things first, the 1-man needs to close out baseline side. And what does that mean? He wants to close out on the bottom of him to force him into the middle and to force him to the B. That way, the ball side 2 or 3, he's coming down to trap. The 5 rotates down the front of the post. The help side 2 or 3, he's here. If the 5 needs help, he's talking to the 4, who the 4 is coming down here to defend the elbow. And if the 4 can read it, if the 2's in this situation, if the offense, number 2, would pass it back out to the 1, and this the X4 who's at the elbow, if he can go for a steal, he can absolutely do that. So let's watch a clip. So the ball goes A to C, coming down. They're going to trap it. They're going to trap it. 5-man's fronting. The help side 2, 3's in help. And the 4's here at the elbow getting ready to cheat out for the steal. It wouldn't be a good cheat out here because he's too far out. On a pass from the A to the A, and we've kind of seen that already, but this is a big teaching point that you absolutely have to have. So everybody rotates. This guy becomes the help side wing, so he's going to the block. X1's coming over to front the post. X5 is coming over to the elbow to defend the slot, but this is the biggest teaching point. When this defender sprints from help, he needs to sprint to the passing lane. Oftentimes in basketball, man-to-man, he would be sprinting here to guard the man, which would then allow an easy pass. Instead, which is a little bit different for players because it's a little unorthodox and not really what you do when you play basketball, he wants to sprint to this area here to prevent the pass from the A to the C. So once he sprints here, he gets bouncy and waves his hands. Even then, if he feels like he's still there, he can come up here and heat him up if he wants to. So let's watch this. So on the A to the A, when you watch this clip, let's really focus on our wings here. This wing and this wing on the passes from the A to the A. And watch how they sprint to the passing lane. So right here, boom. He's sprinting out. He needs to take one more step here and get into this passing lane. He's coming out to the guy. He needs to get in the passing lane to stop that pass. So that pass is a little bit easier. Then Northwestern gets a shot. And right there, it's so hard to rebound in the zone. So everybody has to have a mentality of rebounding the basketball. Here's another clip. What you'll see here as it would be a good possession. Instead, Michigan doesn't get in help where they need to be. Pass from the A to the A. The swing's coming up here, taking away the pass from the A to the C. This guy's sprinting to help. So again, he comes up here, takes away the pass from the A to the C. But you can already see this guy's slow, getting back into help. He doesn't get there in time, and Northwestern gets an easy shot at the rim. On a slot drive, so if the point guard here would dribble into the slot, we use the term clamp it. So the 5-man has to get up here and guard him. He wants to stop that dribble penetration from the midline, which we just saw in the last clip, that the offense was allowed to get in there and dribble. And then the ball side, 2-3 here. He's coming over here. No split. He's trying to get a deflection. And the guy at the top, again, he's coming here. No split, trying to get deflection. So you really got 3 guys on the ball. And when you clamp it, it really makes it hard for him to pass out of it. So let's watch a couple clips. There comes that drive, and they're clamping on it. 4, slot, 2-3. Clamping on that slot drive. There's another one. Here's one more clip. So on that slot drive, we want to clamp it. There he drives. Boom. Clamping it. 3 guys around the basketball. Makes it really tough to pass. And again, what's so key is our 2-3 is helping. Our 1-man is fronting the post. On a shot, again, we talk about everyone has to have a mentality to rebound. The 1, 2, and the 3, they have to hit somebody and box out. What's so key is we never want our 4-man to just be standing out here. Our 4-man's going to be one of our taller players, and he's not in there rebounding. So the number 1 rule you have to tell him is tell him to get opposite. So here the ball's being shot here. He wants to get opposite just to clean up that rebound if it happens to go that way. The 5-man is always going straight to the rim. So this is a great clip. When that shot goes up, how everyone has a mentality to rebound. So you can see here, 3, 2, 3. He's going to box out. This guy's going to box out. 5-man needs to get in front of this guy. And our 4-man is going opposite. And everyone's hitting, making it tough, and getting that rebound. Just a couple other things. 2 more clips I wanted to show you. Again, just how important it is to wave your hands and be bouncy. Let's just watch the defense here. With that length up top, here, here, and here, how these players are waving their hands and being bouncy, forcing those lob passes. It's such a great possession. It's just, again, a 2-3 has to get the help. So he's in help here now. And he cheats out. That little bit of cheating out, offense gets behind the defense. And again, I talked to you about one of the keys of the defense is having a tough point guard. It's just toughness, taking the charge. So the couple breakdown drills that we use, again, at the beginning of this lesson, I talked about how one of my favorite things about this zone is that just with a couple drills for a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, you can really implement the rules and practice the defense. It doesn't take much practice time. So this is 1-5 breakdown. So we're focusing on the 1-man and the 5-man, their rotations, but it's going to be 6-on-2. So we have an offense in each corner, an offense in each slot, and an offense in each block. So what they're going to do is the offense just moves the ball around, and then our 5 and our 1 just work on their rotations. A really easy drill. Just focusing on their rotations doesn't take very long at all. Again, this guy in the slot, he can slot drive, so that way the 5-man works on guarding that slot drive. Another drill is the breakdown for the 4, the 2, and the 3. So now this is a 4-on-3, so we have an offense in each corner, offense on each slot. So again, they're trying to move the ball around. Our defenders are waving their hands, being bouncy, and making sure, especially if the ball would be right here in the A, that our weak side 2 or 3 is sprinting to help. Final drill you can do is 6-on-5. So you have 6 offense and the 5 defenders. I like to do these drills just to work on the rotations. The offense, the only thing is the offense doesn't look to score, but they're moving the ball around. They can drive in the slot. But again, they can't shoot the basketball. Stop.